Hey there, finance fanatics. Welcome to the first episode of Finance Fanaticast, where we take your money matters from meh to marvelous. I'm Anna, your go-to guide for navigating the wild world of personal finance. And today, we're talking about some of the sneakiest traps that even the smartest among us can fall into when managing our money. You know how sometimes a deal sounds too good to be true? Well, spoiler alert, it usually is. From the tempting zero-interest financing offers to that ever-elusive lottery win, we're going to break down the financial pitfalls you should absolutely avoid. And don't worry, this isn't all doom and gloom, because we're also going to share smarter, better ways to keep your finances in shape and your stress levels low. So, grab your coffee, settle in, and let's dive deep into the hidden dangers lurking behind what seem like great opportunities. Trust me, by the end of this episode, you'll feel like a personal finance ninja, dodging traps and staying financially fearless. Ready? Let's get started. The true cost of zero-interest financing. Alright, let's kick things off with something we've all seen, the infamous zero-interest financing deals. You know the ones. They promise you the moon and the stars, with no interest on your payments. It sounds like a no-brainer, right? No interest means free money. Well, not exactly. Here's the truth. While the idea of stretching out payments without paying interest seems like a win, these deals often come with a few strings attached, and they can really tie up your finances. Companies are smart. They know how to craft offers that seem like a steal but actually cost you more over time. How? You ask. Let me introduce you to the fine print, the land of administrative fees, late payment penalties, and sometimes even balloon payments at the end of your contract. For example, imagine you snag a big-ticket item, like a brand new laptop, with one of these zero-interest deals. What you might not realize is that if you miss just one payment or don't pay it off in time, they could hit you with retroactive interest, turning that no interest into a whopping 20% or more. And don't even get me started on the sneaky fees that are slipped in, things like processing charges or setup fees that turn what seems like a $1,000 laptop into something more like $1,200. So, what's the lesson here? Always read the fine print. And I mean really read it, like you're Sherlock Holmes solving a mystery. Ask yourself, what's the catch? Because more often than not, there's one. Also, before you jump on any financing offer, compare it with other options. Sometimes a traditional loan or even using a rewards credit card could give you more benefits in the long run without the hidden traps. In short, don't be dazzled by the shiny zero-interest banner. It might seem like an opportunity, but more often than not, it's a cleverly disguised marketing trick. Be smarter, be savvy, and remember, you're in control of your money, not the other way around. The allure and danger of get-rich-quick schemes. Alright, let's move on to a big one, get-rich-quick schemes. Ah, yes, the glittering promise of instant wealth. Who hasn't fantasized about winning the lottery, hitting it big at the casino, or stumbling upon that one-in-a-million investment that turns $100 into $100,000 overnight? Sounds dreamy, right? Well, here's the thing. As dreamy as it sounds, the reality is usually a nightmare. Now, don't get me wrong, I get why the idea is appealing. Our brains are wired to love the idea of immediate rewards. It's like financial junk food, tasty in the moment but terrible for you in the long run. These schemes, whether it's gambling, pyramid setups, or even too good to be true investments, play on that part of us that craves instant success. But here's the cold, hard truth. Statistically speaking, you're far more likely to lose money than to make it big. In fact, most people end up in worse financial shape after chasing these dreams. Take lotteries, for example. The odds of winning are astronomically low, something like 1 in 292 million. Yet millions of people buy tickets every week, thinking, hey, someone's got to win, right? Sure, but that someone is almost never going to be you or me. And what's worse is that constantly spending money on tickets, scratch-offs, or gambling adds up over time. Before you know it, you've spent hundreds or even thousands with nothing to show for it but regret. And let's not forget about the emotional toll. The highs of a near win and the crushing lows of yet another loss can create a vicious cycle, keeping people trapped in this get-rich-quick mentality. But here's the thing. The get-rich-slowly approach, though less sexy, is the one that actually works. I'm talking about consistent, steady investments in things like index funds or real estate. Yeah, it takes time and patience, but the payoff is real, and you won't need a lucky rabbit's foot to make it happen. So, the next time someone tries to sell you on a quick, no-risk way to make a fortune, just remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Focus on the long game. Folks, that's where the real wealth building happens. When paying in cash is the wrong move. Alright, now let's talk about something that might surprise you. Paying in cash. Yeah, you heard that right. Most of us are taught that paying with cash is the smart, responsible thing to do. You avoid debt, stay in control of your spending, and keep things simple, right? Well, not always. Here's the thing, paying in cash can actually cost you more in the long run, especially if you're in good financial shape and have minimal debt. Let me explain. When you pay up front with cash, you're essentially locking away money that could otherwise be working for you. Imagine you have $5,000 to buy a new appliance or pay off a big bill. If you slap that $5,000 down in cash, it's gone, just like that. But what if you could put that same $5,000 into a high-interest savings account, or better yet, into a low-risk investment, and watch it grow over time? With interest rates on the rise, your cash could be earning you money just sitting in an account, rather than immediately going out the door. Now, I'm not saying you should always whip out the credit card or take on unnecessary debt, but if you can manage your finances well, using leverage like low-interest financing or spreading out payments can be a smarter move than dropping a lump sum of cash all at once. For example, let's say you could finance that $5,000 purchase at a low interest rate of 1 to 2%, but your savings account or investment is earning you 4 to 5% annually. In that case, you're actually making money by keeping your cash invested and using low-cost financing for the purchase. It's all about making your money work harder for you. Of course, this only applies if you've got good control over your spending and you're not racking up unnecessary debt. The key here is balance. Don't be afraid to use financing or keep your cash in the bank if the numbers work in your favor. Being smart about when and how to use your cash can help you grow your wealth over time, rather than just watching it vanish with every big purchase. The risks of lending to friends and family. Now, let's dive into a topic that can get really sticky: lending money to friends and family. We've all been there, right? Someone close to you falls on hard times, they need a little help, and they come to you. As much as your heart wants to say yes, your brain is probably screaming, "Danger, Will Robinson." Here's the deal. Lending money to friends or family is almost never as straightforward as it seems. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Odds are, you're not going to get that money back. I know, everyone says they'll pay you back as soon as possible, but life happens. Things come up, people forget, or they just can't afford to repay you. In the end, you're out the cash and possibly a relationship too. But the financial hit isn't even the worst part. Lending money to loved ones can turn your relationship into a ticking time bomb. The moment money changes hands, the dynamic shifts. Every time you see them, you'll wonder, when am I getting paid back? Or worse, you'll start resenting them for spending money on something frivolous while they still owe you. And let's not forget the awkwardness. Family gatherings or dinners can become minefields of unspoken tension. If you absolutely feel like you need to help, my best advice is this: treat it like a gift, not a loan. Only give what you can afford to lose, and don't expect repayment. That way, if they pay you back, great. But if they don't, you won't feel bitter about it. Another option is to offer help in non-monetary ways. Maybe you can assist them in finding a side hustle or help them cut unnecessary expenses. You're still offering support, but without putting your own finances or relationship at risk. Look, I get it, it's tough to say no, especially when you care about someone. But protecting your own financial health and emotional well-being has to come first. It's not selfish, it's smart. Because in the long run, maintaining a solid relationship is worth far more than any loan you could give. Impulse buying and the hidden costs of modern consumerism. Alright, last but definitely not least, let's talk about a financial habit that sneaks up on a lot of us: impulse buying. Whether it's scrolling through social media, walking past that must-have sale at the mall, or subscribing to services we barely use, modern consumerism has a sneaky way of draining our wallets without us even noticing. I mean, let's be honest, how many of us have bought something because it was on sale or because we felt like we deserved a treat? It happens to the best of us. But here's where things get tricky. Those little purchases add up fast. You might think, oh, it's just a $5 latte here or a $10 monthly subscription there. But over the course of a year, these small expenses can drain hundreds, if not thousands, from your budget. And what do we have to show for it? A closet full of clothes we don't wear, gadgets we rarely use, and subscriptions to services we've forgotten about. But here's the real kicker. Impulse buying isn't just about losing money in the short term. It's about sabotaging your long-term financial goals. Every time you make a purchase you don't really need, you're taking money away from things that truly matter, like your emergency fund, investments, or retirement savings. And let's not forget the emotional cost. Impulse purchases might make you feel good in the moment, but that satisfaction fades quickly, leaving behind buyer's remorse and an emptier bank account. So, how do we fight back against this cycle of unnecessary spending? Well, it starts with awareness. Before you hit buy, ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I just trying to fill some emotional gaps? Another great trick is to implement a 24-hour rule. If you see something you want, wait 24 hours before purchasing. 9 times out of 10, that urge to splurge will pass, and you'll thank yourself for not giving in. Lastly, it's about setting clear financial priorities. Every dollar you don't spend on impulse buys is a dollar you can put toward your future. Whether that's paying off debt, investing in stocks, or saving for a big goal, focusing on the long-term rewards will make it easier to resist those short-term temptations. So, next time you feel the urge to splurge on something shiny and new, remember, your future self will thank you for saying no today. And there you have it, folks. Another episode of Finance Fanaticast in the books. Today, we tackled some of the most common financial traps, from those sneaky zero-interest deals to the impulse buying that quietly drains our wallets. The truth is, being financially smart isn't always about big, grand gestures. Sometimes, it's about spotting the little things that can make a huge difference over time. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today, it's this: your financial future is in your hands. Every dollar you save, every deal you scrutinize, and every impulse you resist is a step toward building the life you truly want. It's not always easy, and yeah, sometimes it feels like you're swimming upstream in a world that tells you to spend, spend, spend. But you've got the tools and the mindset to break through that and come out on top. If you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a little financial wisdom in their life. And hey, if you've got any money-related questions or topics you want me to cover in future episodes, drop me a line. I'm always here to help you navigate the sometimes crazy, always interesting world of personal finance. Until next time, keep those wallets safe, stay savvy, and remember, small, smart moves today make for big wins tomorrow. I'm Anna, and this has been Finance Fanaticast. See you next time, Finance Fanatics.